Hello, P-Wing community. Good afternoon, great day. It's Self-Care Saturday, and your girl, Empowerment Life Coach Sharise Erby-Castle is back. Okay, I'm going to send out the message, let people know that we're on live for Self-Care Saturday. Hello, stay with us. Please share. I'm going to share really quick, and then we're going to get started because it is Self-Care Saturday. How you doing? We got the Phenomenal Woman song playing. Yes, you know this is my theme song. And since I'm back, we got to have it playing. So I'm going to share it on a couple pages, and then we'll get started. I'm going to ask you to share as well. Hang in there with us. Listen to Miss Amy Sky.
Now you understand why my head's not back. I don't shout.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining. I'm so excited to be back for Self-Care Saturday.
When you see me pass it, I'll make you
Woo woo.
I say it's in the pick.
Okay, we're getting ready to get started. Woo! Sing, Amy, sing! Look, she getting it in. Hello, Stephanie! Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for joining. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Dwight. Thank you for joining. Okay, I had to turn off Amy. I was getting ready to get happier. Okay, I am so excited to be back for Self-Care Saturday. Did you hit me? Did you just hit me? Yes, Erby-Castle. Empowerment Life Coach, Erby-Castle. Woo woo. Thank you, Veronica, for joining. Did you just hit me? Was that a punch that I just felt? That's what we're going to talk about. But first, let me just, while everyone's joining and getting on with us, can I remind you that I am excited for our 6th annual Phenomenal Woman Empowerment Conference. It's coming up Saturday, May 6th. If you have not checked out our new website, mypwen.online, please go check it out. You can also secure your seat. You want to join us? This is going to be a phenomenal year. We are turning all the way up because all we do is win. You know how we do, ladies and gentlemen. We win. That's all we do. And so you definitely want to be at the Arizona Grand on Saturday, May 6th for this phenomenal conference. We're turned all the way up. We're talking about having a winning mindset, and you want to be in the room with a dynamic league of women who are set on going to the next level and winning. So check out who we have. Okay, we have Bishop Latricia Jester coming out of Tucson, Arizona. She is amazing. And when you talk about, yes, Stephanie, all I do is win. When you talk about winning, she has the privilege of serving as the the first in so many areas in Arizona. She is the National Baptist Convention of USA recognized her as the first African-American female installed as a Baptist pastor in Arizona. Okay. She's the senior pastor of Gideon Baptist Church in Tucson. She was the first female to serve in the role of vice moderator in the Southern District Association of Arizona. Okay. She was the first woman to serve as the president of the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance, the IMA of Tucson. It's a local nonprofit focused on bridging the gap between community and church. Okay. April 29th, 2012, she was appointed the first woman. You hear all those firsts? You hear how she's winning? She was appointed the first woman to serve in Arizona as district overseer of the Full Gospel Baptist Church Fellowship. I hear winning. In 2016, the leadership of Full Gospel acknowledged her ministry and work, and she was recommended for the office of bishop, and she now has completed, and she is serving in the capacity of bishop. But she's a phenomenal empowerment speaker, preacher, so you got to come out. And she's written a book, I Live Without Excuses. Yes, Tiffany, I'm telling you, did you hear all those wins? I am putting you in the room with some women that are winning on another level, on another scale, okay? She has a book, I Live Without Excuses. So I know you want to be in the room. She lives without excuses. She walks that, she practices it, she teaches, she speaks it. And how many of us need to get rid of those excuses that are keeping us from living in the totality? I'm not saying that you're not already winning. I'm not saying that you're not already making things done. But do you know how much God has for you? The abundance that he has for you? There is so much territory that you haven't even begun to tread because you're still playing small, but you think you're playing on a big level, but you're still making small choices and you're still playing small. I do it, you do it. And so we're moving to the next level. So we want to win big. So we got to be in the room. We got to come together and we got to get on a whole nother level. Okay. And then we have Mrs. Rebecca Cruz. She's a mother, wife, actress, singer, songwriter, musician. She's the executive producer of her own hit reality series, The Family Cruise. Yes, Stephanie, global is my new one, a whole nother level. This thing is global, it's huge, but we got to be in that space. So we have Mrs. Rebecca Cruz. She is the executive producer of The Family Cruise that airs on BET networks domestically and MTV internationally. Stephanie, did you say global? Internationally, worldwide. This is just awesome. I'm having such a good time, okay? So she's been featured in several magazines, including Heart and Soul, Today's Black Woman, Jet, Reality Magazine, and TV Guide. She's a sought-after speaker and lecturer. She works with youth, families. She focuses on women. She is a woman of faith. Her Christian upbringing and faith-based materials has kept her from a lot of pitfalls. Do I hear winning? Winning. All I do is win. And so she's sought after as a minister and in the Christian community as an encourager. Yes, Stephanie, you gonna meet her because you're gonna be VIP. So you're gonna be in the exclusive meet and greet with Mrs. Rebecca Cruz. And then also she's spoken at the Uniquely You Summit in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She's spoken at the Heart and Soul Awards in Baltimore, Maryland. She's been part of the Tom Joyner Family Reunion in Orlando, Florida. The Well Done, I like that, the Well Done Awards in New York City. She's been honored for her charitable works by the American Heart Association to end stroke and by the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Awards benefit and Inglewood Church in Pensacola, Florida. She has a new song that she's released. And so did I just hear win? All I do is win. Did I just hear that? And then yours truly, Empowerment Life Coach. Yes, minister, your girl, Sharise Erby-Castle. I'll also be speaking. And then we have the phenomenal Rosalind Williams, executive producer, radio and TV of Life Matters Today. She's going to be our MC. We got a lot of surprises, a lot of special things that are taking place. So you want to register. General admission is $69. If you want to do it VIP style and win, you add on $70. And so $139 gets you VIP status, VIP seating, our exclusive meet and greet, the VIP swag bags. You get food, all that kind of good stuff. We're going to have a good time. So you can register mypwen.online. Get registered. You want to be in the room? Bring your girlfriends, mother, sister. It's the weekend before Mother's Day, so you know we're going to celebrate and have a good time. Why? Because all we do is win. Okay, you know I'm having a good time. Okay, did you just hit me? Is that what I felt? I'm going to jump into what I want to talk about on this Self-Care Saturday. So last week, a couple weeks ago, I had shared that I went to go visit my father, and he was talking to me about the elements of a fight. You all remember? Did any of you see that post? Hang in there with me. We're going to get through this. So I shared what he shared with me about the elements of a fight. So let me give you some background and just talk to you on how God ministered to me on that conversation on this self-care Saturday. So I went to go visit my dad. My dad's been in an acute facility for years, since 2005. He's gone through a lot of ups and downs. We have been told we done lost count. We've been told over 15 to 18 times that he was taking his last breath, that he was transitioning, that we weren't going to have him, and he is still here. Okay, my dad is a fighter. But we were talking, and we were reminiscing, because he still has a good mind after being in a coma for a year and then wanting me to pull the plug. I never did it. My dad woke up with all his faculties, with his mind, and that was years ago. So he had his mindset is there, and that's a whole testimony. You all would just shout up a storm if I told you what my dad's been through. But we were reminiscing, and so when I was in the 6th grade, I was going to school on the west side of Phoenix, Arizona, and we had went to this thing called Awanas, and the bus would come in the neighborhood and pick us up. We would go to this church. We had a great time. It gave us something to do in the afternoon rather than ripping and running in the street. And so we went. And, on our neighborhood, we were all friends. We all hung out. We all went to school together. It was all good. Well, this night on our way home, something just went crazy. And the girl, Joanne, I can say that, she lived right next door to me, and she happened to be Hispanic. I was the only black girl, only one. Everybody else was either Caucasian or Hispanic. I was the only black girl. And somehow something weird happened on the bus. This had never happened. I had never experienced. But all of a sudden, they decided to talk about black people and about the black girl and, calling me the N-word. And it just got really immature, really ugly. And yes, we just left a Christian event, okay? And these are my friends. These are the girls I go to school with. They turned into mean girls. The girl who lived right next door. I mean, we would play in each other's yard, play in each other's houses, climb the fence over the backyard when we were supposed to be grounded. This was my girl. And all of a sudden, they want to talk about black people and talk about the black girl. And it just got really, really crazy. And so, I'm a sweet, lovable, mild-mannered, laid-back kind of girl, but it just bubbled something up in me. And so I'm sticking up for myself. I'm sticking up for the black girls, because black is beautiful, okay? And so I'm sticking up, and, I'm talking back and, whatever. And so we're about, the bus dropped us off about 3 houses down from my house and Joanne's house, who was next door. And so I'm getting off the bus, and so I'm thinking I'm going to get off the bus, I'm going to go home, I'm going to, be upset, crying, I'm going to tell my mom and dad what happened. So I'm going to get off the bus. She takes her foot and kicks me off the bus. Yes, you heard me. She takes her foot and kicks me off the bus. Look. Your girl, look, don't take my meekness and my kindness for weakness, okay? I turned around and grabbed her foot, the same foot that she kicked me with. I turned around and grabbed her foot and pulled her off the bus, and we started fighting. I mean, I just saw red at that moment, okay? So it's like blow by blow by blow. Your girl is going in, okay? And so I heard somebody say, oh, run and go get their fathers. Go get their fathers. Keyword, fathers. Yes, our fathers were in the household. Dads are so important. So now you guys are going to laugh. So I heard somebody say, go get their fathers. So I'm cracking up inside, because I'm like, yes, finally, my dad's going to come. They're going to break us up, and I can stop fighting. But at the same time, my dad always told me, don't you ever start a fight. But if you get in a fight, you better finish it. Did anybody else get told that? My dad was like, don't you ever start a fight. But if you get in a fight, you better put your foot in that don't lose no fight, because Erbies don't lose no fight. We not losers, okay? And so that's in my mind. So I'm like, I gotta beat this girl until my dad comes. He'll pull me off. The fight will be over, because I'm not a fighter, okay? And so I'm like, yes, they're going to get our dads. And so I'm just trying to hang in there until the parents, the adults come. Well, it seemed like it took forever for my dad to get there. And so eventually, it seemed like a week went by. You better win, Tiffany. Yes. It seems like a week went by and I'm still fighting. I'm like, where is my dad? What is going on? And so finally, my dad comes and her dad comes. And so her dad runs in because by this time, I'm straddling her. She had braces, so now her mouth is bloody. I'm just hitting. I don't know if I'm hitting her to ground. I'm just swinging, okay, because I better win. So her dad comes, and her dad gets ready to take me off. And my dad says, don't you touch her. Don't you touch her. Don't touch my daughter. And I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean, don't touch me? And so he's like, don't you touch my daughter. I'll get my daughter. Don't put your hands on my daughter. And I'm like, what? And so eventually my dad comes and he breaks it up. And so long story short, later we're talking and I'm like, Dad, why did it take you so long to get there? It just seemed like it was taking you forever. What took you so long? And here's what my dad told me. And this is what we were talking about that night that raised this conversation. My dad said, once I came out the house, he said I rushed and put my shoes on and everything, and I rushed out the house. But when I looked down the street and I saw that you was getting in the blows, I knew you were okay. He said, I took my time because I needed you to know what it felt like to be in a fight. This was your first fight ever. I needed you to know what it felt like to be in a fight. I needed you to know what it felt like to get hit. And I was like, Daddy, why would you want me to get hit? I'm a girl. Why would you want me to be in a fight? And he said it's synonymous with life. Life deals you blows. Life hits you. And as a youth, as a young person, if you don't understand how to take a hit, if you can't understand how to be hit, how to come back from a defeated position, life is going to tear you apart. Life is going to tear you apart. And so he was like, I needed you to know. I know it was uncomfortable for you, and I know you wanted me to hurry up and come, but I wasn't going to let you get hurt. He was like, I was not going to let you get taken out. I was right there. You all, I was done. When he said that, I was done. Because how many of you know that God is watching us? And God is saying, I see you're going through some stuff, but I'm right here. Your Father is right here. I'm not going to let you take on more than you can bear. I'm not going to let you get devastated, but I do need you to go through some things because that's how you're going to grow. I need you to be able to take a punch. I need you to get knocked down because then I need you to know what it feels like to get knocked down and to get back up. Because when those blows keep coming throughout your journey, when life keeps coming at you big and bold, when adversity keeps coming your way, you won't feel defeated because you'll know what it means to get knocked down only to get back up again and to keep on fighting. Why? Because you have a win-win mentality. All I do is win. When I was fighting with that girl, I had a winner's mentality because my daddy had been telling me, don't you start no fight, but if you get in a fight, you better handle your business. You better come out that fight a winner. Okay? Well, God is saying the same thing. Handle your business. Things are going to come your way. Look, bankruptcy is going to come your way. Bills are going to come your way. You going to think you got a quarter over a cup of coffee and the IRS or somebody is going to come in and want to take your quarter. You're going to think you're doing just well. Like me a few weeks ago, I thought I was doing just well. And this sickness, this illness creeped up and laid me out. But I had to have a mindset. Okay, sickness. Okay, illness. You got me down. I'm in a hospital bed for a week. I'm in bed rest for another week. But guess what? That's a blow. Your girl is getting right back up. I'm going to get my rest. I'm going to get what I need to get while I'm laying here in this bed. But you're not going to shut me up. You're not going to stop me. I'm going to take the hit and I'm going to come right on back and keep doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to let that sink in. I'm going to take the hit. You can talk about me. You can stab me in the back. You can do all that kind of stuff. You can mess with my money. Does this sound like a familiar story? You can mess with my money. You can mess with my health. but my daddy is watching. He's not going to let nothing happen to me that he can't get me out of. Hello. Yes, yes. My daddy is right there. He's not going to let anything happen to me that he can't get me out of, that he can't stop. Hi, Tangela. Thank you for joining. My daddy is not going to let nothing happen to me that he can't stop, that's outside of his control, that he hasn't already made a way of escape for me. And so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you choose not to do business with me, if you don't buy my book, if you don't buy my t-shirt, if you say no when I send out a sponsorship form, if I'm applying for a grant and they say no, that's your loss. That's your loss for not hitching your wagon to what God is doing through me. But it's all good. You know why? Because all I do is win, win, win. So either you gonna win with me or I'm gonna win without you. But I'm a winner. So it doesn't matter the adversity. Look, my business can look like it's not flourishing. That's just a hit. You keep marketing, you keep building, you keep creating, you keep promoting. It may look like school is difficult. Some of you are going to school and you're like, really? Why did I decide as an adult to go back to school? I'm working, going to school, taking care of my household. I'm doing all this stuff. This is hard, but that's a blow. The reward that's going to come to you is greater than that work that you're putting in. What I got out of that fight, here's what I got. Here's what I got. I can get hit, but I can keep on living. I can get knocked down, but I can get back up again. And here's the other thing. Because the girl and I, Joanne, we don't even know what happened. The enemy came on that bus and tried to tear girlfriends apart. How many of you have had that happen? The enemy has come in and tried to tear you apart from your sister friend, tried to tear you apart from the women in your life. The enemy does it all the time, because together we are stronger. Hello? Yes, yes. Together we're stronger. So the enemy will come in and put woman against woman, have us tearing each other down. That's exactly what happened on that bus. That's exactly what happened on that bus. But we were able to come together. Joanne and I were able to come back together. We laugh. To this day, if we see each other, we laugh about that. The enemy didn't destroy our relationship. The enemy didn't destroy us. The enemy made us stronger. We had a common bond. We both learned a lot. We both ended up sticking up for each other. If anybody messed with Joanne, they had to come through me, and they remember how I was whooping on her. So they didn't want none. They didn't want none. And then if anybody was messing with me, she came to my defense. That's my girl. You're not going to dog her like that. And so our bond grew closer and tighter because of what we went through. Okay, so that's another takeaway from that fight. And so here's the other thing. Those of you that know the story of Jacob, you can look, I think, Genesis 32 and 26. So Jacob was wrestling with the angel, right? They're wrestling. And Jacob is like, look, I don't care what happens or what goes on. I'm paraphrasing. You got to go look it up. I believe Genesis 32, 26 in that area. But he's wrestling with the angel. And he says, I don't care. We can wrestle all night long. I am not letting go until you bless me. I'm not letting go until you bless me. We'll be here all night. We'll be here till daybreak. But until you give me my blessing, until you bless me, I'm not letting go. What I want to say to you on this Self-Care Saturday is no matter what situation is going on in your life, going on around you, going on in our community, going on in the United States of America, you keep praying. You stay before the angel and you say, God, I'm not letting go. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to have a defeated mentality until you bless me, until you give me everything that you have for me. I am not letting go until you bless me. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Don't you start doubting yourself. Don't let the inner critic come in and start telling you what you can't do. Don't let that inner critic come in and tell you that you're not good enough, that you don't have everything that you need. Come on here, somebody. Don't let that inner critic come in and start dissolving and breaking apart your relationships and the people that you need all around you, because the inner critic is making you feel inferior, because the inner critic is making you feel like you're not worthy of the blessings, because the inner critic is making you feel like you're the tail and not the head, because the inner critic is making you feel like you're below and not above. The inner critic is making you feel like you have no control. Nobody's on your side. You're in this world by yourself. You're trying to make it happen by yourself. You are not by yourself. You have a support system. You have other women. You have your brothers that believe in you. We know that you can do it. I know that you all believe in me. I believe in you. Together, what are we going to do? Together, we're going to win. And so we're going to tell the enemy, you have no residence here. You have no residence in my life. You have no residence in my mind. You have no residence in my heart, in my spirit. You have no residence in my home, in my community. You have no residence in my state. Because we are the head and not the tail. Because we are above and not beneath. Because we are the lenders and not the borrowers. Because we turn all the way up and we win. You are welcome, Tangela. We win. That's what we do. We're winners. Just like my dad told me, losing is not in my DNA. My dad taught me that from a little girl. Losing is not in my DNA. Giving up is not in my DNA. Yes, Tiffany Ann, together we are going to win. We are winning. He told me losing is not in my DNA. Giving up is not in my DNA. So no matter what comes my way throughout life, I know that I can't give up. I know I got to hang on. If I just hang on, my blessing is coming. If I hang on, everything that I need is coming. Look, you guys, I'm one of those people that I have to work hard. I have to go out and hustle and grind. Things just don't come easy to me. That's not my story. I know that there's some people that's their story. They wake up and all the blessings just fall in their lap. I am so happy for them, and God bless them, and I am glad that they have that experience. But that's not my story. I haven't lived that life where I just woke up and everything fell in my lap. I just stepped out the door and everything came to me. That's not my story. My story is that I've had to get up and I've had to fight some adversity. I've had to fight. Hello, Charmaine. Thank you for joining us. My story is that I've had to fight. I've had to go against adversity. I've had to proclaim scriptures. I've had to grab me some scriptures. Hello, Selena. I've had to, yes, not today, Satan. Tiffany, I'm with you. Best step back. I'm getting my blessings. God has me on assignment. Girl, yes, I'm high-fiving you, Tiffany. I love that. Yes. So my story is that I've had to find me some scripture verses, some affirmations. I've had to stand on them and say, this is what God has said in my life, and this is what I'm believing. And I've had to dream big and work hard for what comes my way. I got to get up and grind and hustle and make it happen. But God has been faithful, and he's been true, and he's been true to his scripture, to his word, and he comes through for me every single time. He works it out on my behalf when I don't see how it's going to work out. I don't see the end of the road. I don't know where it's coming from. There are days, look, my sisters, there are days that I get up and I look at my husband and I say, you know what? I don't know how this is going to happen today, but I'm going to trust God that it's going to happen. I don't know where the blessing's going to come from, but I'm not going to let go until I get my blessing. I don't know how it's going to happen, but God is going to make it happen because I trust him. He's been true to me. He's never lied to me. He's never forsaken me. Now, he hasn't promised me all sunshine with no rain, so don't get it twisted. I've had some stuff come my way, but I've had the fight in me to get up and not to let it paralyze me, not to let it give me an 8 count. Look, I might be on the ground and the referee may be saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all, it don't look like she gonna get back up. 6. I'm getting ready to call this fight. She's down. She's taking the blow. 7, 8, 9. Wait a minute. I see some movement. What is this? Wait a minute. And before he can say 10, I'm up. Before he can count me out, I'm back in the game. So what am I saying to you today on this Self-Care Saturday? Don't get counted out. You are still in the game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the referee, it doesn't matter if the enemy has you on a 5 count, has you on a 6 count. You still got time to get up and to stay in the fight. You still got time to get up and stay in the game. But let me drop this on you. We gonna get through this. I don't care nothing about what's going on with my throat, so y'all look past that. So here's the thing. I can't even tell you the name of the fighters, but my brother and I, we were talking about this fight that happened years ago. But it was this boxer, and it was in the heavyweight division. And there was this boxer, these two boxers that were fighting. And so the one boxer, some of you may know, Bone Crusher, that was his name, Bone Crusher. And so he would annihilate people, just knock them out, destroy them. He was Bone Crusher. And so, yes, Angela, I'm ready. Whatever comes my way, girl. I got you, sister. And so, here's Bone Crusher. So, here's this other boxer who gets into the arena with Bone Crusher, okay? And so, I don't know who would want to fight Bone Crusher, but that's what he was doing. So, he gets in. So, they're in this fight, and they're going round for round. Well, this other fighter, he's winning the rounds. He's showing up. He's giving it to Bone Crusher. So here comes like the next to the last round, and he gets beside himself, and he starts thinking, oh, I'm going to go toe to toe. I'm going to do ring work with Bone Crusher. So he stops playing his game. He stops fighting the way that he fights, and he begins to start fighting Bone Crusher the way Bone Crusher fights. Guess what happens? Bone Crusher does what he does. He crushed his bones, knocked him out. This guy, this boxer who had been winning all of these rounds, he started fighting outside of his style. He started giving in to the way that this other boxer, Bone Crusher, was fighting, and Bone Crusher showed up and did what he did best, and he won this fight because of a couple minutes of one round. So here's what I want to say to you, my sister and my brother. You keep fighting, they're still here. You keep fighting this life the way that you fight it. Don't switch up. You keep living life the way that God has told you to live it. You keep living life and doing what God has told you to do. Don't switch up. Stay true to who you are. Stay true to your destiny, to your promise. Stay true to what God has for you. Don't start playing the enemy's game. Don't get into the dirt. Don't get into the jungle. Don't get into the mud with the enemy. Stay where you are. Stay in your safety of what God has created for you, and you keep doing life the way God would have you to do life. Because what's going to happen? We're going to win, because we are all the way up. We are all the way up. Be you, my sister. Turn up your shine, my brother. Keep sparkling. Keep doing what makes you who you are. You keep winning. Keep your head up. Stay connected with your girl. Please share this video out. Let's spread the word. We want people to hear this message on today. If you haven't visited our new website, check us out. www.mypwen.online. Check us out. Stay connected. Download our app if you have an Android phone. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get with our Phenomenology Facebook group. Stay connected, because all we do is win. And we've learned how to leverage the support of all of our sisters so that we're supporting each other. Because I don't want to be the only one at the top. And I don't want you to be at the top without me. Why? Because together we win. I love you. Smooches. Have a phenomenal self-care Saturday. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Phenomenology is back tomorrow. Special guest, Andrea Gaines. Check us out. Tiffany, you are so welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on this stream. I am grateful. I appreciate that you joined me, that you took out time on your self-care Saturday to hang with your girl. Smooches, love you, and talk to you soon.